Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot. What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to. Yes, he is. Your Honor? The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Von Karma up? On my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. This is so stupid. This is gonna work, though. I know it is. Order! Oh, well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object. This is so stupid! Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy on a Monday. This isn't usual, is it? But yeah, so yeah, I decided to play this game a little bit early this week and give you guys 2 episodes instead of 1, partially because you guys seem to be enjoying the series, and also because I know how long the next episode is, and I want to get to that as soon as possible, because it is a very hefty episode that we're going to have next time. So yeah, I want to finish up this episode, Turnabout Goodbyes, before moving on to the next one later this week. And that one's going to be a bit of an undertaking, so I want to get that one out as soon as possible. But yeah, this is going to be the final episode of Turnabout Goodbyes, hopefully, unless I die. But yeah, I think we're good to move on. I think I've explained myself thoroughly enough. Let's get going. Alright. But anyway. Yeah, in the last episode, Von Karma, it turns out he's the mastermind behind the incidents. Or behind the incident with Edgeworth. And that thumbnail was intentional. Completely intentional. I made sure he was in the thumbnail to make sure see if you guys piece it together. See, it's almost as if I know what I'm doing with this. But yeah, anyway, he took all the evidence for the DL-6 incident and is betting on Edgeworth confessing to his quote-unquote crime tomorrow. Well, this episode, but we'll see how this goes. We have a piece of evidence, so we'll see how it goes after that. Alright, this is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. Uh-oh. What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. So she hasn't discharged yet. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth? I'm only going to say this once. Shut up and don't say anything. Let me do the talking. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Ow, pal! Okay, that's clearly Gumshoe. What's gone into that girl? She was tasered! Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Good morning. How'd it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Well, you might want to thank Maya for that. That was all her doing. He always says he's forgotten his own name. But that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't even remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. This is going to suck, for lack of a better word. This is just going to suck. Because I have no evidence regarding DL-6 to hammer him with. Except for a stray bullet that Von Karma dropped. But that's it. There he is. There's the dirtbag that we all know and love. Course is now in session for the trial in Miles Edgeworth. I think my capture's freaking out a little bit. Because there was just a blue streak across the screen. The defense is ready, Your Honor. And Von Karma is silent. That's not a good sign. The prosecution is ready. The judge is surprised. Right. Very well. We've reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Yeah, the judge is surprised that Von Karma is actually cooperating. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. I think he's just shocked that Von Karma is actually being responsive for once. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you'll remember our witness. Yeah, the guy who ran out the other day. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will not now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. He's asleep. Wake up. Alright, testify. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I'd need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Huh. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. I need to adjust my camera. Apology accepted. I'm gonna press him on everything just to make sure I know everything. I call what you did running away and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger. Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. Of course he's relaxed. In fact, they both, Von Karma and Yanni Yogi, of course they're relaxed. He took all the evidence against them. There's no way he could lose. He's very confident that he's not going to lose. Then why did you leave? He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking? If I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. Oh yeah, I went to buy some food for Polly, see? Food? Well, Polly's a bit of a gourmand, you see? She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker shack? Oh, well, I kinda got lost, you see? He got lost? Notice this trouble remembering things sometimes. We've established this. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's faking at this point, but I think it's been well established. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's going to believe that. I see. So he was lost. Oh, great. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep, seems like it. And how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that gold codger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue. I mean, I did one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Sure, go ahead. Yes? Yes, Your Honor? You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying... Are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Ho ho. Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So, who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness's name. Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. It should! It was in a case! It was in a previous case you probably presided over. Oh! Yanni Yogi, from the DL-6 incident. It figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does that mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Ah, Jesus. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And, allow me to repeat once more, the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor? Please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. This is gonna be interesting. I see. That makes sense. Just. Oh, no. Don't tell me something is off about his fingerprints. Huh? I'm very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. But why? The witness has no fingerprints. If he was the murderer, that would explain why there were no fingerprints on the gun. If he held it with his bare hands, it still wouldn't leave any fingerprints. What? What? No fingerprints? Well, that's problematic, though. You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. Yep. But what? Yogi, you sneak. You burn your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No. This. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. Nick, what are we going to do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? This. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief, You idiot! The parrot would know exactly who he is. Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot. But what is it, Nick? No, you're not going to. Yes, he is. Your Honor? The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Von Karma up? On my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. This is so stupid. This is gonna work, though. I know it is. Order! Oh, well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object. This is so stupid! Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. He's got you there! Oh, this is so stupid! Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Oh, this is so stupid! Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy. I know! It's stupid, isn't it? Well, still want to go through with your little game. Yes, I'm doing it. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Same here. Same here. Same camp. We're in the same mood, you and I. Same mood. Alright. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. Yeah, because you can't really account for a parrot. At least, I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. I'm not intelligent. This is about what I expected. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name! The witness is ignoring me. You need to know the right key commands, Judge. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Ahem. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us. Who is your owner? Hello! Hello! Well, that helps. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. That's the understatement. But very well, begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right. What do I say? What's your name? Maybe I should get her to say your name? Polly, what's your name? Polly! Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot's name is Polly. Does this have anything to do with their owner's identity? Of course. Yes, it does. Ha, fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. And show us this proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All you have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... let's see. Yeah, that'll work. That'll have to do. The DL-6 case file? That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us, or stop wasting our time. Very well. Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where is the file is the information connected to this parrot's name? Court record? I can check. Case summary, victim data, suspect data. Suspect data, that's it. It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly? Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that is possible. Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Okay, that's an odd coincidence. Well, Mr. Phoenix, does this make your granddaughter my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. Indeed. Alone is very little weak for evidence for a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I going to find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what? Very well, witness. You may continue. Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that our owner is Mr. Yogi. Press? Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot. Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that our owner is Mr. Yogi. Alright, let's try. Let's see. What do I say? Have we forgotten something? That will help. As I recall, 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something? Don't forget DL-6. If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker has something to do with DL-6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello. Well, that's not gonna work. That's not what you're supposed to say. Yeah, the bird were programmed. Forgot. Something we forgot. Hello. Uh-oh. It's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Just something the matter, Mr. Wright? Oh, jeez. Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Huh. We gotta say... Let's see if we can get the... Well, there's another piece. What's the safe number? Maybe I'll get her to say this number of that safe. Huh, the safe? Why? Let's just get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what's the number to the safe in the shack? 1228, 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. It does. It could. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ah, ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? Well... Let's first things first. Huh. Well, it's 12/28, right? The date that the date of the DL-6 incident, or at least the month and day of the incident. So it's on the DL-6 page. It would have to be. The DL-6 case file? What's this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright? Where in this file is something relating to that safe number? Case summary. It's on the case summary page. The case summary? Specifically, the date on which the DL-6 incident occurred. The date of the incident? December 28th. Why, that's today's date. 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah! He used the date of the DL-6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important the date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Bah, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number 1. But now you've told everybody what your ATM card number is. You're an idiot. This has nothing to do with the date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, 2 coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. But what are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. That is coincidental. Witness? Tell us your name. Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. Oh, now he's serious. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well? Let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order! Order! Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond? And tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. Okay, well, he confessed. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond. He said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent. Get me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Well, wait a minute. Revenge? Against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you go ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Alright, well, he confessed to the death of Robert Hammond, at least. Von Karma, where's Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then, the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is... innocent, in this case at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? This is going to go poorly. Edgeworth, please don't say anything. There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case, so I'd like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? No objection. No objection here. No objection there. I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Ah, well that's good. Seems like we're celebrating prematurely here, because there still seems to be one loose thread open. That's all. This court is adjourned. Oh, jeez. But did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... no. Edgeworth! Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What did you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, after this trying to confess, he's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer of the DL-6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? Raise an objection. The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outbursts. Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. For 15 years, I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know, it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean, in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer. Criminals in the DL-6 incident. It was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for DL-6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. Edgeworth, you idiot. We gotta prove he's innocent. Order, order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure I should deal with this. Ah, it's obvious. We hold a trial, right here, right now. We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago. Well, now we gotta prove that Edgeworth didn't actually kill anybody, but that'll be a pain. I don't think we have any evidence that can prove that he's innocent. We have, let's see, let's check my court records. We don't need anything from the, we're not gonna need anything from the recent one, so all we have are a picture, a metal detector, the file of the DL-6 incident, the DL-6 incident photo, and Gregory Edgeworth's heart. Okay. No. Because then why is there a bullet hole in the window? During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Course adjourned. No! Edgeworth has to be innocent because there's a bullet hole in the window. Which means he couldn't have done it. I'm sorry, Wright. I just wasted all your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the crime circumstances. This is crazy. Just crazy. Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case? For what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? You just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it. In court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth. But I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. Hey, I need to pay you back for when we were for 15 years ago, when we were kids. Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL-6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? Nope. No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Alright, let's prove... We can prove he's innocent. Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. I don't... testify about the matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please. Please. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. That matches. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. Picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted him to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember to this day. That's all. Well, it doesn't really prove much of anything. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream? We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. Bah, same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Let's see. That actually works. I want to make sure I press everything to get all the information. What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost, and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney. Mr. Von Karma? You were handling that case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details. That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. So, there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator? Yes. Myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first, but then as time passed and no one came to help, my father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. What was it? A pistol. I assume it was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have been come off when it fell from its holster. And you picked it up. What happened next? He threw it. Alright. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick, I panicked. So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi? I was, in a daze. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. The gun fired once? Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and that horrible scream. That scream. Huh. I think the DL-6 incident might have something to say about that, because if I remember correctly... murder weapon was fired twice. If the murder weapon was fired twice, so why does it say that the murder weapon... So why does it say that there was only a single gunshot? Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Alright. Look at this file once more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. Oh, I'm sorry. That was disgusting. Alright. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Mr. Edgeworth's testimony? Court record. Just to double check. Victim data. Look at the victim data in this file. It says this quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet, the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? That's the question we're asking here, ladies and germs. Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There's no proof that the shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired something to do with this case? Yes. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident? Let's see. Well, we have a scene of this is the scene from where Gregory Edgeworth was shot, and then there's also the bullet hole in the window. I think this will clear it up rather nicely. Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the same time of the incident. This photo proves it. So, let me get this straight. The photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where? Your Honor, please. Please get a clue. Show the judge the contradiction in the photo. Well, it's right here. Anybody can see that. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see. A bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by the shot from the pistol. Yet, there's also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. But, Mr. Wright, but who could be that someone else be? The murderer, of course. You got nothing. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL-6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary? That's on page 1. Look at what was written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. You're lying. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. No, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, though. Order, I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. So, all we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claims. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick, if the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce the verdict on the defendant today right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying. But my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? There's gotta be something. Huh. There's gotta be something. If I don't object, then it's just going to go unsolved. So, Your Honor, I object. This. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Ugh. Nick? I don't know. This case is perfect. Oh no. Grr. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed. What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just, someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer. The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminals took the second bullet? But why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? The murderer would have to find it. Of course there was a need. That's why they took it. Wow, what possible reason could they have had? Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene of the crime is... the bullet would have been proof. Or maybe they thought that the bullet could be used as proof? Proof? It was a special bullet. If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well. Huh? Why would they only take one of the two shots fired? Alright. Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? I'm going to have to penalize you. This isn't going so well. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? The murderer didn't need it. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer has no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it. The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright. What do you mean? Well, for instance... For instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer. That's a good point! The bullet hit the murderer. Yeah, I would imagine you just kind of fumbled into that one. Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have had to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? That's a very good point. Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves was shot. And they left with the second bullet still inside them. Thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime? Yes. I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. the other two people rescued from the elevator. Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi were both unarmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes. Well, we've cleared this up. The two men fighting inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Miss Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. Thank you! I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something. Really crazy. Crazy. Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt with a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite the shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he'd ever taken in his many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean, it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL-6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? I can. Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? If I say it now, then I'm just going to be left out of the room. Wait, I don't have enough proof yet. This is my trump card. I better save it for the right time. Mr. Wright, something the matter? I'm fine, Your Honor. Tisk. Shall we carry on with this trial, then, That said, we have no farther to go. All that is left is the finish. In other words, the verdict. What? Not yet. Think, Mr. Wright. You have said that someone from the outside was the murderer. Yet you cannot suggest anyone as a possible suspect. Which means your conjecture is worthless. And will be rejected, of course. Nick, now's not time to be holding on to that trump card. The trial's almost over. Alright, I may not know what I'm doing, but here goes. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. V what? Von Karma. Von Karma? Everybody's in shock. They don't, except for Von Karma, who's laughing. You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right here over there? Bah. You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record? Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have need surgery, no? Where do I go under a knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Nick, let's find out who the doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave the doctor as a witness. Here, nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? If Von Karma could pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where? Tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Show evidence. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use the evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then, I ask, where's that bullet now? I think it's unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There is a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is it even possible for all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you, and we'll see what it'll be fine. No. He's very, very not comfortable with that. I refuse. You refuse. But refusing this means... You acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you? Order, order, order! Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Okay. Judge, I call for suspension on this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Literally. Because he got shot. Possibly in the shoulder. There it is! Ha ha! It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You! It was you! I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. Oh, jeez. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL-6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL-6. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here. Not I. But Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL-6? Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL-6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. 1 day away from freedom. But, you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought of you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL-6 incident. And here's my final proof. The bullet! I knew the bullet was going to be important. But that's... a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL-6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We can analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will last remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma, Ah! Ah! Oh! That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet! I said quiet! You're not making this any easier! Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you! Stop breathing my air! Get away! Get away from my father! Ah! It's that scream I heard in the elevator. 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma? Edgeworth. Edgeworth, only you would dare defy me. So, it was you. You and your father are my curse. He's going to kill himself by banging on the wall. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death! Death! Well. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry. Von Karma, it's not like of you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered you in the past, but not this time. Oh no. Edgeworth! It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I was out in the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible, burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then, it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge? What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. But very well. Alright. It appears that we now have come to a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? You are innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Yes! Finally! That is all. The score is adjourned. December 28th, 5:38 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. Nick! Nick! We did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. You crushed. I gotta say, I'm impressed. Heh. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know. I was on the verge of my tears the whole time, myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So, it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. That had to have hurt coming from Edgeworth. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. Fair enough. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there. Whoa! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Ahem. Whoa. I feel foolish. Don't worry. Take it in a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I set Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all. Lada. I'm not sure why she's here, but, y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lada? Who, me? Ah, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? Yeah, that's Larry. It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Fiancé. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Should have seen that coming. Yo, Edgy. There you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butts. You came along tonight, too. My treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he said his treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right? Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me, it's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. Wait a minute. $38 exactly? Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? 38. No. No! Larry, it was you! I figured. Why are you so surprised about it, right? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to the day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Heh. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, Wright. I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth. You should have told me. Now, Nick. It was 15 years ago. Don't think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. Death! The death sentence for both of you. Man, if only I'd known I had become a prosecutor. Same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have had become a death attorney, after all. I know. Give me 5 minutes. Edgeworth. On the switch, right? Hey, y'all. Line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go. And after that, dinner on me. Alright, so that's the end of the chapter, I think. Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom. Even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Oh, he never got out of prison, did he? December 29th, 5:02 a.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. Huh? What's this? A letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium. In training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you. But I couldn't. I was useless. So I decided to go back to my training. I'll become a fully fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Alright. Goodbye? What time is it? Ah, the first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station. I guess I'm too late. Oh, well. Hey! Nick! Maya! Say something! So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard to being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? Wait! What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped on Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. How do I prove? How do I prove? The parrot. Huh? Sorry, Nick. I guess I don't understand. Uh-oh. Now I don't think I understand this evidence either. It's okay. You don't have to try and cheer me up. But one day I'll come back and be useful. I promise. So, this is it. See you soon, Maya. She'll be back, I think. Alright. Well, that's a tearful goodbye. Thanks, Nick. Well, she's leaving. I'm assuming she'll be back, eventually. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page. And say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. With the same old crazy cast of characters. Ha! Don't even think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim? Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. Alright. Well, that's the ending. Alright. That's the ending of it. Hey, pal. Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a Happy New Year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoa, Detective Gumshoe. Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kinda like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Not really. Alright, well, that's the end of it. So it seems like it's just gonna continue onward. Huh? Nick? Nah, I haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That's Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now. Yeah. Okay. Larry will never learn. I don't even know how long the credits are going to be, but it's clear they're going to just scroll for a bit. I need to hurry this up, so... Who? Wright? Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful. He probably doesn't remember you. I barely remember you. Alright, well, the story's good. I mean, it's kind of intermittent because I'm having trouble being able to share my thoughts on it. Phoenix writes, the defense attorney from whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. Oh, you should know. I've taken over management of the Great Gatewater Hotel recently. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Well, good for him. All right. But I'm curious where he went. Ahem. Oh, it's you. Phoenix Wright? Ah, yes, Mia's understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see? Huh. I wonder who's looking for him. Probably Maya. If I had to guess. Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. Did you know that they're fully... Okay, she's just going on and on about what she usually does. Alright. I didn't understand any of that. Well... I remember this... I'm pleased to announce that the Pink Princess is a hit. I assure her that Mr. Wright a great deal. Sniff. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of the public eye till the show's over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know? Yep. I wonder where he is. I'm curious. What happened to Phoenix? Oh well. But I do need to wrap this up, because I need to help my mom with something. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but I didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess train cards. She says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at anyway? So, it can't be Maya, then. I don't know. Who's... Right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess. Alright. But, you know, I stuck into the studio the other day, and I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Oh, what a dog. It was kind of a shock for the boy of my tender age. Aw, poor guy. Well, there's Lotta, which means we... Yeah, I remember, right? That lawyer guy. Ah, me? I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them, there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. Mia. That has to be Mia. There's no one else it could be. It's Mia. Alright. That had to be the ghost that they were thinking of. Yeah, that's definitely them. Yep, that's definitely Mia. So she only... Okay, well that's the end of it, I think. What? Oh, that's right. Brand new episode's been added. Ah! I knew this was coming. This is the episode I warned you about at the beginning of the episode. Alright. Well, I liked this first game. There's still a little bit more to go. There's a bonus chapter, but there is just a little bit more to go. But as far as the story goes, that is the ending of the game. So yeah, that was a good game. I liked it. I'm gonna play the next one after I finish this new one starting Wednesday. But as far as I know, that's the end of the game. Then there's the second game, then the third game, and then there's the second trilogy, which is only on 3DS at the moment. I don't know if it'll ever come to console, but if it does, I'll play it. I might play it on my own time on 3DS if I can get the storage space worked out on my system. But for right now, I'm going to leave this episode here and keep continuing with the series. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also, check out my Patreon in the description below as well if you want to help support the show. It's only a couple bucks a month, and it really helps me out. So I would definitely appreciate it if you did that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!